Hi, this is Jeannie. Welcome to my channel. I want to share a couple of projects that I have been working on. One project I finally completed. The second project is a work in progress, but I wanted to share what I've done so far. So when I show the completed project, you can better understand how I made it. The project that I finally completed are my little mermaid sisters. This is one. And this is the other. And this project was inspired by a video I saw from a fellow crafter here on YouTube, Sonia De Jesus. Her channel is Halls, the number 4 crafts. She posted a video some months ago where she took this silhouette of a mermaid that she got at Michael's. She took that silhouette and she covered it, the tail portion of it, in sequins. Okay, I loved what she did. I was inspired to go out and find my own silhouettes, so I found some. Actually found quite a few, but I only bought, I think, 6 total, maybe 5, I'm not sure. But start with this. We start with the silhouette of the mermaid, and with some sequins, some paper, some yarn, and some flat back pearls, I ended up with this. So let me share quickly how I did this. I took the mermaid, I traced her onto a piece of cardstock from the Julie Nutting Buff A4 paper pad. This is by Prima, and this is a fun paper pack, basic colors with some print. That if you have Prima dolls and you stamp them out and you make journals with your Prima stamps, I would recommend this. It's fun, it's versatile, and you have all different shades of kind of flesh tones. So I use this. The shade I used was this one right here. So what I did was I traced the mermaid onto the paper. I cut it out. I glued it onto the shape. Okay, you can see right here. See the paper in the background. I then took a nail file and I filed the edges so that it was a perfect fit on form. Okay, then I took some distress ink, vintage photo, and I basically, using the distress ink, colored the edges of the entire doll, the entire cutout. Okay, then I got some sequins, and starting from the bottom at the tail and working my way up, I glued them on using my Mono Tombow glue. Okay, and I was very deliberate about it, making sure to start the bottom and layer on top as I went up so that it looks really like fish scales. Okay, and I did that all the way up to her hip area. Okay, then I took some yarn, and this is some yarn that I got in a $2 grab bag from Michael's, but I loved it because it's different shades of red, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of the whole project reminded me a little bit of the Little Mermaid, so I wanted red hair. These are from my daughter's room, and she's a big fan of the Little Mermaid, so I wanted her to also be reminded of the Little Mermaid when I hung these up in her room. So I took the yarn and draped it over and her head and used hot glue to glue it onto the form. Then I had some flat back pearls that I got from the Dollar Tree, and took those and stuck them onto the mermaid. I stuck them onto her hips. I made a little belt for her, kind of like a little hip trim there. I stuck them on her fins, on her little scales. I just had fun. I stuck them on her hair, and that was that. So I thought it turned out super cute. I'm really excited about it. Here's the one sister, and here's the second. So the sequence I use, I actually found on, I got mine on eBay. It was just cheaper for me that way, but obviously you can get sequins anywhere. You can get it at Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, for those who shop at Hobby Lobby. You could even get it at the Dollar Tree, but I looked at the Dollar Tree, and the Dollar Tree sequence was not, I needed bigger because I didn't want to, I mean, you could use smaller size sequins, but that's just more work. It's extremely labor intensive, and I just wanted the bigger ones. So I just ordered some on eBay. I think they shipped from China, so they were like ridiculously cheap, but took forever and a day to get here. But that was okay, because it took me a while to finish up this doll. But what I love, this yarn, if you stretch it out a little, kind of looks like a net. I mean, I don't know what it's called. I don't knit, and I don't use yarn much other than to make hair for my dolls and for projects. So I don't know if there's a technical name for this, but this is pretty neat, and it just worked out really, really well because it kind of looks like a fishnet. So that worked out. So yes, that's my completed mermaid. And again, this was heavily inspired by a video from one of the fellow crafters here on YouTube, Sonia de Jesus, and her channel is, again, Hauls, Hauls, the number 4, and then Crafts, Crafts. So if you get a chance, hop over, check out her videos. She does a lot of fun projects. I watch them all the time, and very crafty lady. And I loved how these turned out. So if you are one of those who bought some of these at Michael's and it's sitting in your craft stash, then craft your stash and make yourself some mermaids. So those are my sister mermaids. Another project I'm working on and that I wanted to share is my winter angel. That's what all these all these white petals you see on my craft desk, all of this is because I am working on this. Okay, let's see if I can turn you up a little bit so you can see my angel. So if you go back and check out one of my older videos, and I'll try to link to it below, it was a haul from the Dollar Tree, and some of the items I showed and specifically identified them as being for this project were foam from it was floral foam, the cone shape floral foam from the Dollar Tree, and those tacky princess hats, the felt party hats from the Dollar Tree, and also petals from the Dollar Tree, using the using the floral foam, that princess hat, and the petals. I have made, or at least started to make, my winter angel. My goal is to make one for every season. This was my challenge to me, to use dollar store or Dollar Tree items to craft seasonal angels that I would either gift to someone or perhaps display in my home somewhere. I haven't decided which, but yeah. So what I did, as you can see, here's the foam. Okay, I opened up the princess party hat. It's made of it's felt, and it had the elastic that you would slip under the chin to keep the hat on, and it also had some tulle on the tip. I don't know where the tulle is. I cut all that off. So what I did was I opened the packet, obviously, removed the hat. There was a seam in the back of the hat where they attached, where they closed in the back, and there was a seam that was glued shut. I just pried that open, and then I took the felt and wrapped it around the cone, okay, and basically wrapped it around until it met in the back. As you can see, like right here, it met in the back. I used hot glue to stick the foam onto, to stick the felt onto the foam, but I was finding that the glue was actually melting the foam. I should have known that would happen, but I love hot glue. It's really easy, and it's, you know, instant gratification. You don't have to wait for it to dry. You can just quickly move on to the next step. So I wanted to try it anyway. I mean, it's stuck in some parts, but in other parts it melted the floral foam. So what I did was I went in, and after gluing it, I went back and reinforced the attachment using push pins. Okay, sewing push pins. I had these really fancy, I sew, and I had these really fancy pins in my pin cushion, and I went through my pin cushion and took out all of the blue and white ones and used that to create a kind of trim on the bottom. Then I used it to create a bit of kind of trim from the neck down to what I would like to be the waistline for this angel. So what I did was, the hat comes to a point, right? It comes to a point up here. So obviously I cut the point, folded it down to create a kind of collar, right? And then I glued, I had a wooden ball. I also make clothespin dolls and little wooden dolls. So I have a lot of kind of round wooden pieces that I use to make the heads of those dolls. I took one of those and I used I didn't use the hot glue for that because I had to make sure that that would stay on. So I used E6000 to glue the head onto the top of the floral foam cone. Okay, so then what happens when you fold it back, it's a huge hat, you have this excess felt, right? So I initially tried to glue it down the center, and it's stuck in part but not completely. So again, to reinforce, I went in with a needle and embroidery floss or embroidery thread, and I stitched up to make sure that this was on good and tight and it wasn't going to slide off. Okay, then I when you put the felt on, you're folding it back that way. And then when you secure, when you tie, I can't think of the not tie, when you glue or seal the back, right, you have all this excess felt. And it's really stiff felt. It's dollar store felt. What do you expect? But it's stiff, which is great because then you push that forward, right? And you pin it down so that it stays forward. So as opposed to being this way, like a hat would, you pin it like that. Okay, and I put, before I stuck the pins in, I dipped them in the E6000 glue so that I know they won't come back out. Okay, and you create the wings. That's how you get the wings. Okay, and then once you have, if you see under here, that's the felt wings, you create the wings. You will have to round the top here because it's going to be pointy. Because it comes to a point like a princess hat does. You just have to round the top. And then using hot glue and these petals that I got from the Dollar Tree, and it was a bag of petals, in this case white petals at the Dollar Tree. You got, I don't know, at least 100 or so here, I don't know. I started to layer them on, again starting from the bottom and working my way up so that you kind of, it looks like a nice soft feathered wings of an angel. So I did the front, I did each side right there. Okay, next I have to work on the back. So when my winter angel is done, I will share the completed project, but I just wanted to share where I was at this point because I think it would be a little more difficult to understand what I'm talking about later on when I say fold the wings back and pin them and all that good stuff. So I thought I would show you that before I actually pin it, before I actually cover it with the petals. So I'm not sure what else I'm going to do to it to embellish it, but you know, the challenge was to use dollar store items or Dollar Tree items to make her, and so far I've been pretty good with that, except that I did use these pins that I had here at home and this wood ball that I had here at home. Now I did buy these floral foam to use with it, but I didn't like the way it looked with the foam. So I wanted something a little more natural, if that makes sense. So I went, pulled out my supplies that I used to make my clothespin dolls and found a head. But if you don't have this, you can always use this. Okay, these floral foam balls that you can get at the Dollar Tree. Glue that on and it's fine. Again, I just wanted something a little more natural, so I went with this. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way that she's turning out. I'm looking forward to finishing her up, and when I do that, I will share, and hopefully you'll be inspired. You'll go to the Dollar Tree, you'll buy some floral foam, a cheesy princess hat, and get your craft on and make your own little angel. So again, I hope you enjoy. I hope you visit again and look for the completed angel, and I hope you subscribe. If you like this video, please thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And if you have any other ideas of what different type of Dollar Tree craft projects, I would appreciate you sharing them, because I am all for Dollar Tree craft projects. I think they're great, they're fun, they're cheap, and if you mess up, you don't get too upset because you don't ruin any of your expensive crafting goods. You know, you ruin something that you can easily go out and replace, you know, just with a couple more dollars. So yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I hope you come again. Bye bye.